piece for you, and then we'll take a little break. And if you need a suggestion for what you can do during that break, I have one. There's CDs. I know, shocking. In this tuning. Yeah. I have some CDs. He has some CDs. Bruce has some CDs. I mean, you know, you can't lose. But I always like to say this because it's a misconception that Spotify pays people. Even if you buy a subscription to Spotify, we ain't seeing none of that. I hate to tell you, but it's true. I mean, I pay my subscription to Spotify, you know. But if you want to support your favorite musicians, buying their music from them is the best way. Royalties are pretty much disappearing because of the way the streaming thing works. And we're working on it. You know, we've gone to Capitol Hill and trying to get senators to understand. I went to Capitol Hill and I lobbied on behalf of this bill, trying to get Pandora to pay anybody. You know, pre-1973, they're just playing whatever they want. They're not paying anybody. Not even the 0.03% or 3-cent checks that I get from Spotify. You know, they're not even doing that for people pre-1973. So anyway, and I talked to this senator, this Democratic senator. I'm not going to mention names. And I'll never forget this. This is how deep the misconception goes. Well, you're doing what you love, aren't you? And if you can make a little money on the side. This man said this to me with a straight face. I had to leave. I did. Like I was there with the head of my label, David Bider. He heard that guy said that. He looked at me and I was like, I said a few things. I was like, yeah, I'd like to pay my mortgage. I'd like to pay my employees. I'd like to do all the stuff that, you know, small business owners do, because that's what every musician is an entrepreneur, a small business owner. But anyway, and then I left because if I had stayed, I would have said something that I would have regretted. And I later patted on the shoulder for my restraint. But it's just, you know, there's a misconception.
Spit on him.
Well, you know, now that's not going to get us anywhere. Because I'm going to tell you the other half of this story before I do this song. Now, it's going to make us run a little long. Do y'all mind? No. I also talked to a Republican senator from South Carolina. Not going to mention names again. I was a little worried about this. Now, I actually didn't talk to him. I talked to his chief of staff and his whole, you know, coterie of people who actually, I won't say actually do the work. I'll just say do a lot of the work. And we went in there, and I didn't know what to expect, and I sat there, and I was like, okay, I can do this. We can do this. It's going to be fine. It's going to be fine. We say our bits. We're there lobbying for this bill. And he's actually a supporter of the bill. And for some reason, the bill was attached to a trafficking bill, as they do in Capitol Hill. And they started talking about that, and I brought up my song that I just sang at the purchaser's auction. And I couldn't finish my sentence. His chief of staff said, oh yes, that song. They had done the research, and they had looked me up because they knew I was coming in. And this guy told the story that I told you of this song. And he said, isn't that terrible? Like talking about the ad. And he's doing my job for me. He's telling my story. And I went, here's this Republican senator's chief of staff talking about my song about slavery, you know? And I went, that was my takeaway for the day. I was like, you know what? That's a man first. You know what I mean? And who he works for and what side of the aisle is on is second, and that's what art does. That's what art can do, you know? Anyway, it was like, I was kind of like, I was sitting there like, as surprised as I was later at the comment by the other senator. It was more like, you know. So anyway, I don't often tell that story, but it struck me pretty hard. I was just like, you know what? This is why we are supposed to just say the stuff, and the rest of that stuff, like, I don't touch it. You know, politics and all that stuff. I'm just trying to tell stories, because that's, you know, that shocked me to pieces, and I just relay it to you because, you know, this whole side thing and division thing. I mean, we're doing what we can. I'll just say that. We're doing what we can. I got talking. That's never a good thing. All right, I'm gonna shut up. We're gonna do this last song. This is last song before the intermission, otherwise known as the CD buying 15 minutes. I've just had water, I promise. We're gonna do this Italian song for you. It's is that good or bad? I don't know. So you want to just tell them about real quick?
Well, this song is a pizzica, which is a type of tarantella from southern Italy, from Puglia. I don't know if you know much about pizzica or tarantella, and I don't mean the wedding scene in The Godfather. That's not what I mean by tarantella. But anyway, pizzica, as last observed in the 1960s, still in action, was a kind of a curative trance dance. So if you got bitten by a spider, tarantula, the only way they believed to get rid of the poison was through trance dance. So the doctor came to your house carrying a drum like this, and you would live at your house until you were healed, which could take a week or two, and play non-stop. So anyway, Rhiannon learned this pizzica in Pugliese dialect for you, and I'm sure nobody ever has heard pizzica with mainstream banjo, but
or any banjo.
It's a new sound for you, so pizzica di San Vito.